from his village or from where he used to live and built his house there and boom, he don't want nobody else to pass through the land. So while we were running our business back there, 360 XL, restaurant and bar, Wasa used to go in and read the meter, BL used to go in and read the meter. He blocked Wasa truck back there. So what Wasa did, disconnect my water line, BL disconnect my electricity, my business closed down. He blocked his road. What are you supposed to do now? I'm supposed to look for help. I went to the Commissioner of Lands, who was at that time Armin Cancino, and he told me, Mr. Foster, there is a 66 road reserve on the creek side. Use it. Take 20 feet out of that and use it. I told him, you need to send a surveyor to traverse this road for us. He sent a private surveyor and they traversed the road inside. Me, my brother, and Franz Vernon cleared it. We went to the department. They said we have to go to the Department of the Environment because we are cleaning mangrove. The Department of the Environment told us that we have to seal it with mud. We bought the mud from Harry Gomez at Pape Shore Road. Seal it with mud for 1 year. After that year, at that time, the area rep was Michael Espat. So this thing is like a private, government and private sector investment. Mike Espat said at that time, you will not buy the material. All I want you to do is to pay the fuel and the workers. And that is what we did. Gomez closing off his road gave to the project $1,000. That was the only contribution. The other person who had contributed was my daughter, who purchased 2 of the culverts, which Scully dug out already. Dug them out the road. Now, well, why we are out here now? Because we have been abused and really abused using this easement going home. So what we want to know now, taximan being turned back, no many backstop can come in. We can't get our material to the back there, so this trickle down to the workmen. So this, you can't be antisocial in a small community like Punta Gorda. You can't be antisocial. So what we are calling for now is a clear fixture of this. Get the Ministry of Works in and have us go back and forth freely as the Constitution read for Belizeans. Freedom of movement. That is all what we want here. And the community is not like fighting Frank Foster. You are fighting a community. And if you buy into a community, you need to work along with the people who were there before you. You can't come and just block a road. Which part of the world that happened?
How many years the road have been in existence?
We built this road 2005. It was built 2005 under the leadership of Michael Espat, Frank Foster, and the guys them from the Ministry of Works. That was 2005, with the approval of Armin Cancino as the Commissioner of Lands at that time.
Have you all tried to reach out to the Lands Department at this time?
We reached out to everybody already. We wrote the CEO in the Ministry of Works. We took our problem at the clinic at Sporting Complex when the Minister of Lands was here. We took our problem to the mayor, the city administrator, and this is going on from the time Alejandro Vernon was a mayor. Be real.
Right? What person in a building construction know that our road have a shoulder. Even in a town, where road have a sidewalk, and even in a rural community where road have a daylight or a shoulder. If this man the bill, then columns in the roadway, that's not even on the shoulder of the road, that's in the roadway. So you know that's like real provocation. I live back at 30 years, right? I'm one of the first persons to live back here. When I built my house, right, I had access through over there, so the same thing, the man closed up the road, hating on us, you understand me? And during those time I was building my house, man, electricity not there back there. 30 years now, you know, electricity is not there. Listen, Hopeville is there north of us, town is there south of us. We're not in town, but we get town tax, right? Everybody from town could come back there and take what they want out of our resources when we turn around. Using the road, You understand me? People use the road for business. Taxi man use the road for business. This guy use the road for his own business. When people do things like that, the provocation part. You understand me? Other places, the country, I listen to the news in Belize. Other places where those things go on, I see crime follow, violence follow, right? That's why all these people are out here. Because if you're being provoked, for years and years you'll be provoked. I did 30 years. And now, all of a sudden, I face years and years of provocation after I done put 30 years of development in my private property. I'm not getting garbage collected. I don't have running water from the city. I don't have electricity from BEL. And I'm still getting provoked. Don't you think these things lead to violence?
People can't access going to their homes, but also I'm trying to build a business and I'm a young entrepreneur, so my clients won't be able to make it to Coco Love where I'm doing massage and stuff. They won't be able to go because the road's blocked. So I think they should really open up the road because this is not.
3 years ago, we put together a letter from the community. There were 28 signatures on it. And that went up went to Lands, went to the Ministry of Lands, it went to the local minister, and it went to the mayor of PG at the time. We had a couple of meetings. We got agreement that things were going to move forward. We were going to get the Lands to come down and do a survey of the road. The road has been used for 15 years. I did a little bit of research in Belize as to what laws we could stand on. I found 3 laws that we could stand on. I can remember 2 at the moment. One was the 66-foot right-of-way, which allows for people to access along a navigable waterway. That's simply a law. Second law was one that was based on a precedent that was set up in Belize City, around the area, where a private landowner, or a bunch of landowners, had land back and they sold the piece that was the front, and the road had been in use for more than 14 years. And they won their case and the guy could not close it off. Now this is now 18 years. From 2005, right, if my math is correct. So 18 years of use, that's a considerable amount of usage where it's been publicly used by, you see all the people, and there's more. And there's commercial traffic goes in there and out of there. There's tourist traffic that goes in and out of there. It's a well-used public road. The mayor of PG didn't want to claim that it was a public road. The Ministry of Works local didn't want to claim it at the time, because if they claimed it, it meant they were responsible for rocking in and putting surface down. But it is a public road, as Frank has told you, from the time the Commissioner of Lands said yes. Now, we haven't found the legal yes up at the Ministry of Lands, but it was there. And it's got to be in the record somewhere. But one thing we want to establish right now, the minute there's an attempt to block this, we want a stop order.
What's the reason behind blocking this road?
For us, from us?
Yeah.
His own private business. I have no idea what it is. He claims that his pins are in the river. Says so. Now, that's ridiculous.
I just want to say 3 things. Peace, love, and unity. We just want the government to help we compensate the man or anything. Right. Because we have children live back there. You know how we are come on. How that, 2023, and we just want the government to help we. Anybody, help we. Just help we need.
Okay, and one of the other reasons for us all gathering today is so that we can all get on one page, because we hear things and we're not really sure exactly what's going on. But I have heard, again, just heard that BEL was wanting to bring electricity back here, realize that most of us live off grid, which is a huge financial burden to live on solar.
And we would love to have access to electricity. Like I mentioned previously, that we are business people, and to be running a business off of solar is a huge financial constraint.
Come on.
And so we heard that the BL wanted to run electricity and water back here. You can see a large group of people gathered here. There's many, many families that live back here that do not have water or electricity. And
2023.
And this is 2023. And so we were informed that again the electricity was being blocked by this owner, Mr. Scully. So it's not just the road getting blocked, it's also electricity, water, and really keeping us back from progress.